Hello, everyone. Jim Biringer here, back again here at NHLRumors.com. Official NHL Rumors here on YouTube. Please click that subscribe button. Get notified. Like this video. Stay in tune. We got rumor videos coming your way later on in the week. But today we're talking about the Toronto Maple Leafs. Do they have the best goalie tandem in the NHL right now? Some would argue, yes, they do. Why? Because you got Anthony Stolarz and you got Joseph Woll. Two guys, top 10 save percentages right now. Now, if you really break down the numbers, Woll's only really played 8 games. Save percentage, 923. Doesn't really count because you have to play at least 25 games or maximum of that right now. However, if you look at it, both guys, 924 for Stolarz, 923 for Woll. Woll, 2.13 goals against average. Stolarz, 2.23 goals against average, and you can rotate them, flip-flop them. However, Anthony Stolarz was the number one starter for this team. They brought him in, the Jackson, New Jersey native, and everybody's going to say, hey, what are you doing? You're being a homer because he's from New Jersey. You're from New Jersey. Well, guess what? You got to be proud of those kids because the journey this kid took, being drafted from Philadelphia, going over to Anaheim, up and down the road, and then he goes to Florida, wins the Stanley Cup, and you're bringing a Stanley Cup winner into this room as well, along with a guy like Steven Lorenz, a Toronto native. Now this team's cohesive. You got the right coach, and now you have a tandem you can work with. And the defense is better, right, with Ekman Larsson, and you have Chris Tanev there, Morgan Riley. Obviously, that's the key, but you're getting timely saves. And from game one, Anthony Stolarz has stepped in and said, this is my net. This is the way it's going to be done. I'm going to step up. I'm going to make the big saves because, let's be honest, there were games the Toronto Maple Leafs had no business winning or being in because of Anthony Stolarz. Same with Joseph Woll early in his career. He's come back from the injury and he's looked great. These guys interchangeable. One night you can go with Stolarz. One night you can go with Woll. And these guys are playing so well. And you see what they did. Woll comes in, beats Tampa. And then now they bring back Stolarz. They beat the Blackhawks, right? You got a big stretch here. You can go back to back with these goalies and you're not goalie dependent. Like back, when the Toronto Maple Leafs in the Austin Matthews era, you had the Freddie Andersons that came in here. You had the Jack Campbells. Before that was the James Reimers. Go way back. It was Cujo. It was Eddie Belfour. It was Felix the Cat. Like guys like that, you're not going to see that anymore. You're also not going to see 930 save percentages, but these guys are up there, right? 925, right around there. They're playing well. They're feeding off each other. This is a good room to be in right now if you're a Toronto Maple Leaf fan. And you have to look around the league and you say to yourself, okay, well, New Jersey's got Jacob Markstrom. He's playing well. They got Jake Allen as the backup. He's playing well. That's a pretty decent tandem. Igor Shesterkin, Jonathan Quick isn't too bad. But if you really break down the numbers, you really look at it, goals for expected, goals above expected, Stolarz and Woll are up there in every category. And you say to yourself, okay, this is the best tandem in the league. And it's like Boston last year with Linus Ullmark and Jeremy Swayman. And again, Boston played well defensively under former head coach, now in St. Louis, Jim Montgomery. And you're seeing the style Craig Berube wants this team to play. Austin Matthews back in the lineup. A little bit more loose back there with a goalie knowing they can make a save. Now, you don't want to rely on all the time to win hockey games because that's a bad way to play because that means you're pinned in your zone all the time and you're not attacking. But the Maple Leafs have the goaltending now to get them deep in the playoffs. Now, again, it's still regular season. They still got to get it done in the playoffs. But this is a tandem you can go to, and it relied upon. It's just not one guy taking it. It's Stolarz, it's Woll, Stolarz. It doesn't matter. They're going to be rotating. That's what you need before one guy takes the reins come playoff time. We saw what Stolarz did with the Florida Panthers last year. He led the league in save percentage behind Sergei Bobrovsky. Now, no one was going to say he was going to be the starter there, right? Like you hear the talk in New York, oh, Igor, they should start quick. He should be a full-time starter. His numbers would not be where they are if he's full-time starter. And let's be clear, Stolar's numbers last year would not be where he was, had they signed him to the deal that they did, the 2-year deal. They signed Woll to the 3-year extension because they wanted him to be the guy. He wasn't the guy because he was hurt. And Anthony Stolarz saw the opportunity. Guy's injured. He ran with it. He's running with it. And you got to be honest, I think he is the number one goalie there behind Woll until Woll gets to turn around. Eventually it'll be him. But it's, Stolarz back up there again, leading save percentage. This is where you look at it, how they're winning games and how they're making the big saves on the power play, penalty kill, third period big save, second period big save. You look around the league, not too many tandems like that out there, right? Not too many tandems that are playing like this. Too many questions around goaltending. Too many guys that have number ones, just number ones, and no backups that are okay backups. And then there's some teams that just don't have goaltending. But if you boil it down, there's only a handful that have good tandems. You could say Anaheim with those Stahl and Gibson, maybe. You could say maybe when Demko comes back, Lankinen. And you could say, Demko, Lankinen, in Vancouver. We know Colorado doesn't have great goaltending. Maybe when Freddie Anderson was healthy, Kochetkov and Freddie Anderson. But to me, if you boil it down, you look at it and you say to yourself, who has the best tandem in the league right now in the National Hockey League? It's got to be the Toronto Maple Leafs, led by Joseph Woll and Anthony Stolarz. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think, who the best tandem in the NHL is. Because right now, to me, it is the Toronto Maple Leafs. This is Jim Biringer, NHLRumors.com. We'll be back again later in the week with a Rumors video. Again, please subscribe, hit the like on the video. Stay tuned for more.